We are back. This is day number 28 inside of our 30K in 90 days challenge. And I want to make sure today we we put the nail in the coffin on what it's going to take for you to reach the people that you need to reach. Okay. And make sure they know you exist so that they can buy from you. That is the point of having a business. You want to have transactions, financial transactions where you make money and the people that are your customers are getting the value you're offering. My name is Tracy Walker. I am a baseball mom. I am also a seven-figure digital marketer. I have made a lot of money in the network marketing space, building teams and residual income. I've also been made a lot of money in the affiliate marketing space. I've also made, some pretty decent sums of money with my own products, my own services, the digital products that I've created over the years, ebooks and tools and downloads and worksheets and trainings and courses and interactive communities and coaching and all that good stuff. And I am thrilled to be able to do this challenge and really make it all simple for you so that you don't have to do all of that. In fact, if you work with me with this project that I'm doing right now, everything is done for you. All right. That's something I didn't ever really have. I've always had to build my own stuff out from scratch. The plus side of that is I learned how to do it. So it is a skill that I have. But the not so plus side of it, it can be a little challenging trying to teach people how to do all this stuff, the inner workings. All right. But today we are going to talk about the thing that you are more than likely missing if you are not making the sales that you want. And that is going to be exposure, ladies and gentlemen, exposure. Okay, listen, let me explain something to you. When and if, because I don't really watch TV too much, but when and if you watch TV, I want to challenge you to look at how many times a particular commercial comes on. Or maybe the big budget on TV, there may be the same type of product, but it might be a different commercial. Like, for example, Coca-Cola, massive budget for advertising, right? So you might not see the exact same commercial over and over and over, but you might see 3 or 4 different Coca-Cola commercials. You might see a couple of McDonald's types of commercials, right? You might see some sort of Honda or Toyota or some type of commercial. And I want you to ask yourself, why would a company spend, let's say, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 for a 30-second spot 2 or 3 times inside of a 30-minute show or a 1-hour show if they did not believe that, or if they didn't understand that the person that's watching needs to see it multiple times? If you only saw one McDonald's commercial in your whole entire life, the likelihood that everybody and their mama and their kids would know about McDonald's would be slim to none. Even if you were driving past it, the recognition for it would not be there. The brand recognition would not be there. And so if you can model that and you can understand that in your mind, that big businesses pay big bucks to be in front of your face 2, 3, 4 times inside of a 1-hour segment of a show, then why do you think you can do one post, not have mass reach as it is, it be free, and that post is supposed to make you $1,000 or $200 or $100? Why do you believe that your one post, your one Facebook live that you did, oh, you posted one video in the last 3 weeks, why do you believe that that level of exposure is worthy of your perfect customer, your ideal customer, saying, you know what, I know, like, and trust this person enough, I'm going to pay this person $900. I'm going to pay this person $400. I'm going to pay this person $600. That is not how the human psyche works. In general, let's say you are trying to create a new habit in your life. In general, it takes 21 days of doing something before it becomes a new habit. That is just in life. This is why if you're going to go to the gym and you want to build muscles, you can't go to the gym one time, run on a treadmill one time, lift the barbell one time, and all of a sudden you are Mrs. Olympia or you are Mr. Olympia. You actually have to have repetition. They say repetition is the mother of all learning. So if you can't train your body to get a result in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 reps, why would you think that you are going to be able to gain a paying customer in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 posts, or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 videos, or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 reels? It doesn't make any sense. It is not a realistic expectation. So the way that we combat that is you have got to get into your head that you need massive exposure. Okay? You've got access to hundreds of millions of people, maybe even billions of people, leveraging 1 or 2 or 3 different social media platforms that you may have access to, that you may have a page on or content on or a brand on. Okay? You have access to those. Now, are you going to, through the algorithm, are you going to reach every single one of those people? Absolutely not. So even though the platform may have, 700 million people on it, you're not going to reach all 700 million with your posts, right? Just the way the algorithm works. So you're going to already have a significantly less number of people percentage wise that you're even going to appeal to. Which is why things like hashtags matter, which is why things like your name in your Instagram bio matters, which is why things like putting a link in a link in a Facebook post or not matters, right? Because it can limit or it can enhance your reach. But even with those things, you have to understand that people need to see you a lot more often. Let me give it to you like this. Let's say a newspaper ad. How many times, whether in the present day or in the past, because I don't really look at newspapers that much, not a physical newspaper anymore, but they're online newspapers, right? Or online kind of ad places where even magazines, you'll see an ad and you're not so sure about it intrigues you, it piques your interest, but you're not so sure about whether or not you want to get going in it, or you might go to the website one time, but you're kind of whatever, and you don't see the ad again because you're not thinking about it. But then next month or next week, you're searching for something and you see that ad again. So, oh wait, I saw that ad last week. I forgot to go back. So then you go back and you're like, oh yeah, I remember what that is. Let me put my email address in here this time. I don't have time to look at it right now, but maybe they'll send me some emails and they remind me, right? So attention is gone, but because they saw your ad a second time, they at least became a lead at this point. Okay, so now they still haven't taken any action. And now the third week goes by. They're looking for something and boom, they come across your ad again. And, oh gosh, darn it. I knew I meant to do something. I think I got on that email list. If not, let me opt into this thing again, right? Opt in again and whatever. Now, a person that is doing that is distracted. Life is in the way. But the fact that they kept seeing it, the fact that you kept running the ad for them to see it, gives them a chance to remind themselves, oh my goodness, I need to do something with this thing. This thing interests me. But if you're the type of person that you run the ad one time, 1 week, and nobody joins or nobody becomes a lead, and you stop running the ad, the person who was looking that now is looking again the next week, they don't see it. So they say, oh, it must not have been a big deal. It must have been a scam. It must not be working, because anybody who's actively in belief and wants to expose their business is not looking to make one ad one time in 1 week and disappear off the face of the planet. The goal with advertising is that you stay in a person's face. You stay in your target market's realm. You stay in front of them, because everybody on the internet is vying for the attention of the perfect customer. If you are brand new to the internet and you have no brand, or you have a brand, but compared to everybody else on the internet, you don't have as much exposure, guess what you need to do if you aren't building an audience? Guess what you need to do if you aren't taking time to build a family? Guess what you need to do if you aren't taking time to use ads to reach people outside of your organic sphere of influence? What you need to do is you need to produce content way more consistently to the audience that you are able to reach so that those people in the niche can actually begin to recognize you, your name, your topic, what you're talking about, your energy, your value, your offer, your price points, your marketing strategy. They have to get used to seeing you over and over and over and over and over and over again. And guess what? You probably aren't going to get a bunch of leads and sales the first time, the first 5 times, maybe the first 10 times, the first 20 times. But you got to be okay with that. Because even as Grant Cardone says, he said the reason why most people are unable to 10x their results or 10x their income, right, is because most people underestimate the amount of work that's required to get the desired result. You underestimate what it's going to take. You believe it shouldn't take all of that. You believe that it's not that serious, right? You believe that if I post it 1 or 2 times, then that should be enough. And what we're saying to you is that the people in the average population are being bombarded, just like you, being bombarded daily, if not weekly, with advertisements and offers and people who understand that they have to stay in the face and in front of their ideal customer, their perfect target market. If you are looking to build a digital marketing business, if you are looking to make money online, if you are looking to do it organically through videos or, reels or posts or free ads or whatever, listen, you're either going to do money, you're either going to pay money, you're going to pay with money, or you're going to pay with time. Technically, organic means it's not with money. You're not doing any paid advertising. So if you're not going to do any paid advertising, then you have to leverage your time. You have to get on the good foot and you've got to get yourself in a rhythm where you are producing 2, 3, 4 pieces of content every day. Will this be for the rest of your whole entire life? Absolutely not. But isn't it worth getting the ball rolling? Isn't it worth planting as much seed as you can right now? Isn't it worth you getting yourself some traction right now so that you can get as much speed going in the direction of where you're trying to go? They say money loves speed. So if you're building the business slow, if you're producing the content slow, once every week or once every couple days, and you have low energy, and like I shared on the previous lesson, oh, you're just trying to sell, you're not providing any value, people can't walk away from your content with something that they could say, oh yeah, I learned something about that, or oh yeah, that makes sense, or oh yeah, I like the way she said that, or I really vibe with how he said that. If they are just walking away feeling like all you did was pitch them on what it is that you're selling the whole entire time, then what you're going to find yourself doing is getting burned out because A, you're not even doing that much work, but the work you are doing isn't effective. So the way that we make this thing work is that we have to be focused on exposure. That is your number one thing right now. That is it. You should be focused on exposure, not on sales, and even not on leads. You should be focused on exposure. I have a formula by which I teach, people that are in my community over the past few years, really. It's a 4-step formula, and it's related to organic content. Well, content, period, but very, very helpful for organic. You got to have number one, you got to be focused on exposure. Okay. I will call it visibility. Okay. Visibility is what you want. Okay. That's exposure. People have to see you, guys. If nobody knows you're in business, then how can they buy from your business? So, in other words, if you are afraid to put yourself out there, then that is a self-fulfilling prophecy that no one is going to buy from you, right? Because nobody even knows that you exist. So visibility slash exposure, it is paramount. Do you guys know there are people that you know more than? There are probably people on the internet right now that you have more information that you could share with the target market than they have. But because they understand the power of exposure, they're out selling you, they're out earning you, they're outpacing you. You might be smarter. You might be better on camera. You might be the person that can convey the message the best, but you're doing it once a week and somebody else is doing it 3 times a day. Let me explain something to you. They understand the power of exposure and visibility. Now, that's the first step. After you have exposure and visibility, the next thing you probably will start to expect would be engagement, right? When people see you and then you're visible, then the almost natural thing to do is engage with your content. Like it, heart it, comment, share it, save it, whatever. They're going to engage, right? Because that's how you know that the market is feeling what you're doing. So even before a sale, you still got to be seen. And even after being seen, people got to start letting you know, oh, we vibe with you. And then after that, after the engagement, step 3 is really that's when you generate leads. And statistically, after so many leads, then you're going to have sales. So you cannot expect sales before you even have exposure and visibility. That makes zero sense. You cannot expect sales if you don't have any engagement. Nobody's even engaging in your stuff. That means nobody's even feeling what you're doing, right? And then if you are smart, you're generating leads. And then without leads, you're not going to have sales. Now, if you happen to get a sale in that process, I promise you, it is like a one-off type of thing or a two-off type of thing. You cannot build a business hoping and praying that somebody just randomly sees your content and signs up with you. Does it happen at times? Absolutely. I know people, especially in network marketing. In network marketing, it happens quite a bit where somebody will find a link somewhere and they'll sign up. And next thing you know, this person builds a huge downline, a huge organization of people. And the person who enrolled them, it really doesn't even know how the person found them. And they didn't really have a strategy on how they acquired that person. But now they're the guru on how to build a huge organization, right? Why? Because they had a random person find their link. And now this person was already a leader. And already had influence. Okay. And so, what I want you to understand is that you do not want to get into the mental state of thinking that just random people are going to find you and that it is enough of you to just do a post a day or a post a week or 2, 3 videos a week. I am telling you that what you need to do is you really need to focus on 2 to 3 pieces of content per day. I'm telling you that right now. Whether it's you're doing stories, that's maybe one piece of content, right? You're doing stories throughout the day. If you are doing Facebook content, okay, how many posts do you make, or how many value posts, right? Do you have, or what kind of content do you have on there? Maybe you'll do a video, right? Like I'm doing the 90-day challenge. So I've been going live every day. Today is the 28th day in a row that I have created a live video, and I'm going to keep doing it until we're done with 90 days. Are you willing to produce some sort of content once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day? What is that you're willing to do to have exposure here on YouTube, over on Instagram, over on Facebook, maybe over on TikTok, maybe you're in LinkedIn, maybe you're in different places altogether? What is it that you're willing to do to have as much exposure as you can possibly have for yourself, given the amount of resources that you have? And are you willing to go for the gusto? Yep, it's going to be work. You're going to have to put in some elbow grease, y'all. Come on. Let me ask you something. If you don't make $900 a sale or $900 a day on your job, that means you're not used to making $900 a day, right? That means you don't really know what it takes to make $900 a day. Okay. So now, if you have someone like me who's sharing with you, okay, this is how you make $900 a day. Okay. Over these past 3 days, I think I put an email up, or I might have put it on my stories, right? But Saturday, I was at Sky Zone with my son, and it's around 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I had an autopilot sale come in for $600. Then we turned around in the middle of the night on Sunday, right? I was sleeping in the middle of the night between Saturday and Sunday. I wake up, It's like 7 something in the morning. I look at the email, another sale came in for $900. And then today, I'm getting ready to get myself together to leave to go get my son from school, carpool, and another $400 sale came in today. So let me ask you something. Do you think that I could probably share with you, have some insight as to what it takes to make three, four, five, six, seven, eight, $900 a day? And what I'm trying to explain to you, even with the person, even like me, where I have a brand, even where I've been on the internet since 2008, I am still under the mindset and under the conclusion that exposure and visibility is going to be your number one asset. You cannot sit back and be lackadaisical with your business. You cannot sit back and hope and pray. That's not how you make money in a business. You have to put in the work. So, what's an easy way? Listen, the way I've always learned how to go do content, especially the simplest, easiest way where you don't have to think so hard, the formula is learn, do, teach. Learn, do, teach. So what do you learn? Go watch something that somebody that you would like to learn from or that you are learning from. Go watch something that they're talking about and learn something. Learn from somebody else who's already done a video, who's already done a live, who's already done something, that you're watching, you're consuming their content, and you're going to learn something from them. Whatever they told you to do, you just learned it, go do it. So if I'm telling you, go create 3 pieces of content, then you would have learned that from this video. Great. Then what you want to do is tomorrow, you want to go create 3 pieces of content, 3 different pieces of content. And then you're going to teach it. Now you can go tell other people, hey, listen, this is what you'll want to do. You'll want to get into the habit of creating 3 different pieces of content. See, this is what I'm doing. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, not only are you adding value to yourself by listening to someone else who knows what they're doing, but you're taking action on what they said they were doing, which is the do for you. In the doing for you, you're going to actually learn more about the process of doing purely from the state that you're doing it. And then you're going to have the knowledge to tell somebody else how to do not what you heard, but what you just did. That's integrity. That's in integrity. So if you would even just get into the habit of learning, doing, and teaching, you would never run out of content aside from all of the juice that I've given you so far on this journey with ChatGPT. There shouldn't be any shortage of content creation anyway. But just in case y'all want to act like I didn't teach y'all a bunch of stuff already in these first 28 days, day 28, I'm telling you, go find something that somebody is teaching, learn what they're saying, go do what they're saying, and then you can do a video teaching other people how to do what you just did. That is the easiest content creation for dummies that I could give, right? Content creation if I wrote a content creation for dummies book, that's what it would be. Go learn, do, and teach. Okay. So I want you to focus on your exposure. I want you to figure out what you need to do so that you can actually start getting in front of maybe not necessarily more people, but getting in front of more of the people in your target market. More of those people. It's not more of everybody in the world. It's more of the single moms and dads that you want to target. It's more of the nurses that you want to target. It's more of the teachers that you want to help. It's more of the physicians that you want to help, right? It's more of the whoever, the target market that you want, the stay-at-home moms, okay? Whatever. More of the people in your target market, not just more random people who don't even care. So go ahead and write down 3 pieces of content that you're going to commit to producing every day, at least for the next 7 days. Okay, at least for the next 7 days, and get in the habit of producing. So if you're gonna say, I'm gonna do stories, I'm gonna do Facebook Live, and I'm gonna do a YouTube video. Okay, fantastic. Then you need to do that every single day. And here's the other secret key: whatever your stories are about, make your Facebook Live about the same thing. And whatever your Facebook Live is about, make your YouTube video about the same thing. In other words, you're not trying to talk about different things 3 different times. You're talking about the same thing on 3 different platforms. Do you guys get what I'm saying? You're saying the same thing. And it's like if Beyonce goes to concert or Chris Brown goes in concert, they don't do a different routine in all 50 cities. They do the same routine in all 50 cities. They don't change their act, they change their audience. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You don't have to change your act, your show, your content, your spiel. Say the same thing in different audiences. YouTube has an audience, Instagram, that's an audience, Facebook, that's an audience. You're going to share the same thing, the same basic content on those 3 different, or TikTok, right? You're going to do this. You're going to say the same thing in 3 different places. That's one topic for the day. So you'll need 7 topics for the week. And you could create 21 pieces of content that gets you seen 3 times as more on each platform. So instead of doing 1 piece of content on Facebook, then multi-purpose that. Do that same thing on TikTok. Find a way to create it in a short form video, or find a way to expand upon it and do a YouTube training video. Okay. You've got to be in the eyes, in the faces of the people who are willing to buy. Otherwise, they do not know you exist. They will not be able to buy from you. And ultimately, if you don't figure this out, you will just fizzle out, dwindle down, and you will just evaporate from the internet marketing space because you would be underestimating the amount of work. Okay. This thing that we do here on these internet streets, it's very simple work. It's not hard. It's very, very simple work. But the problem is that you've got to build up your ability to remain consistent with something while you don't see results yet, right? While you might not see results right now yet. That's where borrowing other people's belief comes. That's why I taught you guys about belief a couple days ago. That's why I've been teaching you about the things that matter with your mindset, because your mind is what is going to carry you forward with your work while you're pushing through, while you're building momentum, while you're building the traction. It's that is going to help you get over the hump where then, boom, you got your first $900 sale. Boom, you got your first $400 sale. Boom, you got your first $600 sale, right? And now you can replicate that stuff because you would know what you did. Right? And that is what you want to have, a knowing strategically of what you're doing, so that when you start getting results, you can say, this is what I did. You can pinpoint it. And now guess what you can do? You can expand on what was working, and you can get rid of all the crap that was not working. If you realize that all of your sales came from YouTube, then you probably could get rid of the other crap and just focus more of that time and attention on producing more content on YouTube. Let's say all of your sales came from, or majority of your sales came from doing Facebook Lives. Okay, great. Then if nothing is coming from YouTube, nothing is coming from TikTok, but you're getting majority of your sales from Facebook Lives, then I would probably reduce the crap that's not working with TikTok and YouTube, and I would ramp it up on Facebook Lives. But if you're not aware of what you're doing, you're just randomly doing things, then as results come in, you will not be able to be a solid, keen CEO to say, here's how we get rid of the fat, and let's focus on what's lean, and let's create more results doing and focusing on this. That is what Steve Jobs did with Apple. He was with Apple, right? And then remember, they fire him from his own company. And they started creating all this crap, all these different lines of business. And when Steve Jobs came back, what did he do? He started eliminating all of those other lines of business that were not in relation to the core concept of what the Apple brand was about. He eliminated it. We don't need all of this stuff because we're putting resources and time and staff and energy and money in lines of business that are not adding to our bottom line. We're trying to compete with everybody with everything. How about we just do what we do really, 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 really good? Let's streamline our resources. Let's streamline our efforts. Let's streamline our money and our R&D, and let's just become the best at this. See, so you've got to be able to understand being scatterbrained is not the goal. The goal is to strategically pick 2 or 3 places. Go hard in those places for 30, 60, 90 days. Then you can reassess. But if you're so busy looking for the results during the phase, during the info gathering phase, during the research and development phase, if you're so busy trying to make a sale during that phase, you'll miss why other people start to catapult their business after 90 days because you would have given up because you didn't understand that what they were doing in their first 90 days was just research and development. They weren't tied to any particular result whatsoever, but you're complaining about why you didn't make any sales. And what they're doing is they're assessing where engagement is coming from. They're assessing where they're getting majority of the traffic coming from. They're assessing where they're getting majority of the leads from. That's what they're assessing. You just mad because nobody said anything to you in 1 week with your one video. Okay. So listen, I want you to get out there. I want you to get your 3 pieces of content, and I want you to do 3 pieces of content every single day, every single day, every single day, every single day, every single day. Now, here's the thing. If you don't, you're not hurting me. If you don't do your 3 pieces of content, you are not hurting Tracy's business. Because Tracy is doing her pieces of content every day. I'm doing and I'm teaching, I'm telling you what I'm doing. The best thing a mentor or a leader, anybody could do is tell you what they're doing. The problem is that even after you know what they're doing, you will decide still not to do it. Isn't that funny how the human behavior, human nature works? What are you doing? What are you doing? How are you making $9 a day? Well, I'm doing 3 pieces of content every single day. I'm going live doing a video every single day. And you're like, well, what else? What else could I do? Are there any other ways? Just do what I'm telling you to do. Simplest thing in the whole entire world. Okay. And then it's leveraged, right? It's leveraged, and people can go back and watch your videos, your trainings, even if you did it one time. That's what I do because I love that. I love the fact that I could do this with you today. And now this video is going to sit on my YouTube channel forever. Forever. And I could be teaching someone what I'm saying right now, 5 years from now, with this exact same piece of content, with the link in the description. And I could sign up somebody 5 years from now into this business. Because why? Because I understood the power of leverage and being in a space where there's traffic like YouTube, like Facebook, like Instagram. You with me? Okay. Now, if you got some value from this on today, I want to make sure that you head over and you grab the free digital marketing blueprint that I have available for you. Okay. If you click on the link in the description, you will see the link there, and you'll be able to go on over and put your email in the box. You'll be able to watch the video. It's going to give you the blueprint. That's on YouTube. If you're looking at this on Facebook, then you're going to have to go into the comment section. Okay. Because I do not have the link in the description. I have the link in the comments section. Okay. So I want you to click on that link. I want you to get your free digital marketing blueprint. And then I want you to take another step. I want you to actually review the information on the page. And then I want you to get yourself in position where you can start not only learning how to do this as a member of our Legacy Builders program, but also as a person who can benefit as an affiliate, because this is where you're going to be able to make $1, $3, $6, and $900 from any of the referrals that you make. And guess what? This is not MLM. This is not you need other people to do something before you make your money. When someone goes and they get started with you, you refer someone to what we're doing, you get paid instantly. Instantly, whether it's through PayPal, whether it's through the merchant account, whether it's through, whatever, you get paid the same day. You don't have to wait 2 weeks. You don't have to wait 3 weeks like you do at your job. You don't have to wait 2 weeks like you're doing MLM. And even in some affiliate programs, you got to wait like a week or two. No, we're getting paid instant 100% commissions. What would your life look like if you could make $900 even a week over the next 4 weeks? 9 times 4 is what, 36? That's $3,600 on just 4 sales. 4 sales could make you $3,600. There are people that don't make that in a month working a job 40 hours a week. And all I'm telling you that you need to do, you need to focus on doing 3 pieces of content a day, which shouldn't take you anything more than 2 hours a day, which 2 hours a day times 7 days a week is 14 hours. So less than a 20-hour part-time job, you could be making potentially $3,600, but you don't want to do a video. Get your hands on the free digital marketing blueprint, okay? And let us show you how to make this work for you, all right? Now, we're rolling through 2024 here, okay, at the time of this video. And the end of the year will be here before you know it, in the blink of an eye. I want you to recognize that the holiday season will be coming up a lot sooner than what you may be ready to accept right now, okay? And if you get started now and you roll with me over the next 60 days, 60 or so days to complete this 90-day challenge, even if you made $10,000, maybe not 30, let's say you didn't make 30, let's say you made 10, would that be something that you could use so that you could have a great holiday season come December? Would that be an additional benefit? Would that be some cushion for you to do some of the things that you want to do, some of the things that you need to do, some of the things that you would love to do? So doesn't it make sense to start now? Doesn't it make sense to plant the seeds now? They say, when was the best time to plant a tree? They say 20 years ago. Well, when's the next best time? Now. The next best time is now. So when was the best time to start your home-based business? 10 years ago. Well, when is the next best time? Right now. Hey, Vincent, yeah, I see you. You joined on. You were the one I was saying I woke up on Sunday and boom, there was a $900 sale. Guys, listen, I'm not making this up. The gentleman who did it, he's right in the chat on YouTube. Right? This is what I'm saying to you. So if I don't do my YouTube videos, Vincent doesn't see me. And if Vincent doesn't see me, Vincent can't obviously click on my link. And if he can't click on my link and go through my automated sales process while I'm sleeping, then Vincent can't enroll and sign up while I'm sleeping, making money in my sleep. That's kind of like what Warren Buffett said you kind of need to know how to do, right? If you don't make money in your sleep, then you will work until the day that you die. Now, I don't know about you, but there's a lot of people that's in their golden years. There are elders that are working right now, and they were promised otherwise. So if it ain't working for them, look around. It ain't finna work for you neither. So it's worse for you, actually. So let's get our, feet planted on the ground. Let's get grounded with what we're doing. Let's get serious about making some changes. Let's put ourselves and our families in a much better position over the next 6 months. You guys, look at what's going on in the economy right now. The stock market crashed today, right? Japan, the market is over there. It's going berserk. Okay, listen, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. This is not a sales pitch. This is a real scenario where you can take this information and you can put yourself in a position to generate the extra cash that you need to live, to move around, to get groceries. The inflation is high, cost of living is high. Listen, the things that are not going up would be your salaries. Everything else is. So if you don't figure out how to fill in that gap, you will get caught in the gap. And they have already made a huge disparity between the poor, middle class, and the wealthy. There barely is a middle class at this point. You're either getting ready to be poor or you're getting ready to be rich. And if you're still playing around with it, you're going to be poor because you're going to default down to poor because you can't default up. If you don't have enough, you can't fit in that category. You will default down to poor. And let me tell you something. That would be a horrible time to start trying to figure out how to start. You want to start now. You have to be proactive. You have to start filling the well before you get thirsty. You have to start storing away the food before the winter. You can't wait until it's winter and then be like, oh, I got to go store the food. How crazy would a bear look trying to do that? So I want you to um, take advantage of what is before you right now today. And if you've been asking for a blessing, if you've been asking for a way out, if you've been looking for a sign, I don't know, maybe this could be it for you. I can tell you what's not going to happen. Okay. The Most High surely isn't going to come down here with a picket sign that says, hey, go get this girl's free digital marketing blueprint. Okay. Jesus ain't going to come with no sign sitting right next to me that's giving you all the implications in the world. You've got to allow your spirit, which is what it is, to say, this is what I've been looking for. Or at least let me look into it. It sounds like something that might be beneficial to me, and at least turn your attention onto it. But you got to get yourself out there for those of you that understand this. You cannot sit back and be silent squirrel. Okay. Invisible business builder. Okay. The non-existent millionaire. It's not going to happen. So let's get busy, family. Okay. So go ahead, click on the link in the description. If you're here on YouTube, if you're over on Facebook, make sure you look in the comments. I look forward to seeing you inside of the community. Vincent, I'm so happy to have you as well. And listen, guys, I want to make sure that you join me on tomorrow because day number 29 is coming up. Let's go. Bye.